Yes! Episode 97, Trailblazers, we're back! I'm not this ESL Trailblazer, and as always, let's make something happen and build that momentum. This week's episode is on online teaching. How can we do it better? But wait, there's an issue, right? Problems. There's a lot of issues with this online teaching. You know what I'm talking about. We can't see our students. They keep those cameras off. We don't know what they're doing. We can't monitor them. And for all you know, parents are sitting in and listening and watching and monitoring you without you knowing. So you gotta stay sharp. So what can we do as teachers to turn the tables around and be back in getting the learning done and making sure our students are actually engaged? Even in the dark, you got some weapons. And right after this brief message, I'm gonna tell you what they are. Stay tuned, here we go. Welcome back. Let's get started. Remember that if you want updates on the videos that I post on this channel or on my website, or you need teaching tips through the blog, or lesson ideas that are free, you can sign up for the newsletter that I post about once a month, and you can submit your email in the link below that will take you to my website. Just throw in your email there and you'll make sure to stay updated with all the content that I post. But without further ado, let's get right into this online conundrum that we're in. So we're teaching in the dark, but what can we do to fix that? So here we go. First tip is use the cloud. Regardless of the communication platform that you use, you need to have the cloud working in your favor. And the way you do that is by making sure that you put a folder for each class with the listening tracks in it, or other additional materials with activities that you want to do. How do you do the activities? You're thinking, I can't use scissors, I can't cut stuff up, I can't pass it out. Now look, if it's small little squares of stuff, then it's going to be difficult. But if you're doing pair work activities where it's just 2 sheets of paper, you can scan it, cut and paste, but let's say crop the image of the whole page that's usually in a course book, let's say, and then once you crop the 2 student A, student B sections, then you send it to your students either individually through the chat feature, Zoom, MS Teams, Skype, whatever you're using, or you let them do a print screen when you share your screen of each of those sheets. Okay? Done. So right there, those 2 preliminary setups allow you to have things prepared for your students that have to do while you're conducting the lesson. You with me so far? I'm not done. We got the cherry and the whipped cream on top of this cake. So what's next? Here we go. You need to have a whiteboard feature. Now Zoom, which is the platform that I use for most of my lessons, they're the winners of this pandemic frenzy, with the teaching and the online communication, especially from the educational standpoint, all right? They got the Breakout Room feature, which I'll discuss in a moment, but the whiteboard is integrated into the platform. Now, if you have something else that you use that also has the whiteboard feature, I don't know how that one works specifically, but with Zoom, you share your screen, you use the whiteboard, and there's a great advantage here, benefit, is that afterwards you save that whiteboard as an image or a very basic file, JPEG file I believe it is, and then you can send it to your students. This accomplishes something very critical, and that is that your students don't have to take notes, because guess what? You can't see if they're taking notes. You can't force them to take notes, and usually, from my experience and what my younger students have told me, they don't like taking notes anymore, because now there's something called the internet, and yeah, they just go and they find all the information there, regardless of what's in their book, course book, whatever. So they don't feel like it's even worth their time. So if you have that whiteboard ready, you can say, here's what we covered, take it, do what you want with it, but it's available. Bow. I got one more thing I want to say, and then I'm going to give you some more tips in a teacher blog post that I'm going to also accompany with this video. But the last tip I really want to focus on that will be the game changer for getting your students to actually be engaged is the breakout room feature in Zoom. Now, this is going to be something that's very specific to this platform, and that's why they're the big winners, because you can have a class of 20 high school kids like I do, and you can put them in 10 pairs working together, and that means that they can be doing an activity, they can be doing an exercise in your book, or they can be doing the listening exercises as well, and working together to do those exercises, tasks, or activities. You can monitor them, which is great. How? You visit the rooms individually. Your students can send you a private message through the chat if there's any technical problems or they need clarification on your instructions. Ba-boom. And finally, the breakout room feature is doing exactly what I told you at the beginning. We're turning the tables around. Students are talking more because they have to work with a partner. You are monitoring more, which is what your main role should be to begin with, especially for the revision aspects of your teaching. Okay? And that means that you know that they're engaged and paying attention because you're hearing their voice, they're speaking to their partner. If the mic is on or it's quiet, you can immediately, raise the alarm, let's say, and ask what's going on, what's happening here, why aren't you talking? You can try to engage and, get the level of engagement back up again, or just end the task early if you see that people are done faster than you expected. So that is a real game changer, and it is Zoom's competitive advantage. If you can integrate that into your learning, that actual platform, it can make all the difference, because I find that I've reduced my talking time just as much as I would like to in a real classroom, and I'm allowing students to practice their speaking and their vocabulary and do tasks and do activities and what else do you want from me? I'm done here. Cherry, whipped cream, slice it up, here you go. There's more though, I've got more. Check out the post, sign up for the newsletter. Thank you for your viewership, share if you care, build that momentum, teachers, and have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you back here very soon for the next episode. Take care. Adios.